I never thought a simple family gathering could shatter the fragile peace I'd built over decades. But there it was, unfolding under the harsh fluorescent lights of a steakhouse in Austin, Texas. The air smelled of grilled meat and spilled beer, but all I could feel was the sting of betrayal gnawing at my insides. Emily, my daughter-in-law, had always carried that sharp edge in her glances, like she was measuring me against some invisible standard and finding me wanting. But that night, at Ryan's birthday dinner, she crossed a line I didn't even know existed in my own heart. I arrived quietly, as I always did, in my faded denim jacket and worn boots, clothes that spoke of a life spent in the rugged West, not the polished boardrooms I'd once commanded. The place was packed with Ryan's friends from the oil fields and Emily's coworkers, their laughter booming like thunder over the flat Texas plains. I slipped into a seat at the end of the long wooden table, hoping to blend in,
to just be there for my son.
But as I reached for a roll from the basket, Emily's voice cut through the noise like a knife. "Hey, can someone get this broke old hag out of here? This is supposed to be a classy affair." The words hung in the air, heavy and toxic. Laughter sputtered from a few, then died into awkward silence. Ryan, my only child, averted his eyes, fiddling with his napkin as if it held the secrets to the universe. He didn't defend me. He didn't even look my way. Emily smirked, tossing her highlighted hair, oblivious or uncaring that I was his mother, the woman who'd raised him alone after his father died in a rig accident out in the Permian Basin. To her, I was just that old lady, a relic from a dusty past, not worthy of the space I occupied.
Inside,
a storm raged. How dare she, after all these years of biting my tongue, of pretending her barbs didn't pierce? I stood slowly, my hands trembling not from age, but from the fury I suppressed. I smoothed my jacket and walked out into the warm Texas night, the stars mocking me with their indifferent shine. But Emily didn't know the half of it. I wasn't some penniless widow scraping by on Social Security. I owned Westar Energy, the company where she strutted around as a mid-level manager. She'd learned soon enough that her throne was built on sand, and I held the wind. The next morning, I sat in my modest ranch house on the outskirts of Austin, sipping black coffee as the sun rose over the rolling hills dotted with oil pumps. The quiet was deafening, echoing the emptiness I'd felt for years. Why did I let it get this far? I'd started Westar 40 years ago with a small loan and a beat-up truck, hauling equipment to remote sites, negotiating deals with roughnecks who underestimated a woman in a man's world. I'd built it into a powerhouse. But after losing my husband, I stepped back, letting trusted executives run the show while I stayed anonymous.
Peace,
I thought. But peace came at a cost, watching Emily chip away at my dignity. She'd married Ryan a decade ago, all charm and ambition, with that Texas twang masking her hunger for status. From the start, her questions probed like drill bits. How do you afford this place on a fixed income? Or Ryan helps you out? Right? I'd smile and deflect, never revealing that my fixed income was dividends from the empire I'd forged. Ryan, bless his conflicted heart, defended her weakly, blinded by love or fear of confrontation. He's my boy, but he's forgotten the sacrifices, the nights I worked double shifts to send him to college, selling my wedding ring to keep the lights on. Emily got her job at Westar through backdoor connections, her resume landing on my desk anonymously. I approved it, curious to see her true colors. Reports trickled in. She belittled juniors, gossiped viciously, showed up late to meetings blaming traffic on I-35. One intern quit after Emily called her useless as a dry well. I watched from afar, My monthly board updates painting a picture of entitlement. She's poisoning the well I dug with my own hands. Last week, I'd visited the office incognito, in my old jacket and boots, blending with the maintenance crew. Overhearing her in the break room, these idiots couldn't find oil in a refinery. I'll be VP soon, maybe CEO if I push hard enough. Then, about me, Ryan's mom is dead weight, showing up to dinners like a beggar from the Badlands. Embarrassing. The words seared, but they clarified. This isn't just personal, it's a rot in my legacy. I decided then no more shadows. The birthday dinner was her stage, now it'd be mine. Back home, I pulled out the HR file on Emily, complaints stacked like legal briefs, all documented per Texas labor laws. No rash firings, everything by the book to avoid wrongful termination suits. Mark, my loyal COO, had prepped a reassignment from manager to entry-level admin in the warehouse, handling inventory under the hot Texas sun. Not revenge, but a reset. Let her feel the grind, the invisibility she forced on me. As I stared at the horizon, doubt crept in. Am I becoming what I hate, cruel?
No.
This is justice, wrapped in a chance for growth. That night, sleep evaded me. Memories flooded. Emily's first light at my 70th birthday. Crashing our planned mother-son outing with a fake smile. Then insisting on split checks. She made me feel like charity. Vacations to the Grand Canyon excluding me, while her family tagged along. Grandkids echoing her. Why's grandma so poor she takes the bus? It built a wall in my soul. Brick by insult. Ryan saw it all, yet stayed silent.
My boy.
Lost in her web. But now, clarity burned brighter than any oil flare. Tomorrow, Emily would walk into work thinking she ruled the roost. Instead, she'd face the pecking order, and I'd be there, not as the hag, but as Eleanor Hayes, founder and majority owner.
God.
Give me strength not to gloat,
but to teach.
The West teaches harsh lessons, survive or wither. Emily was about to learn. The drive to the West Star headquarters felt longer than the endless Texas highways. My mind a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. What if this backfires? What if Ryan never forgives me? But deeper. A resolve hardened like the caliche soil underfoot. I'd endured enough. The building loomed in downtown Austin. Glass reflecting the morning sun. A monument to my sweat and savvy. I parked in the executive spot for the first time in years. Slipping in through the back entrance in my tailored pantsuit. Silver hair pinned neatly. No more hiding. Mark met me in the lobby. His face etched with concern. Eleanor, you sure about this? We can handle it quietly. I shook my head.
No.
She needs to see the face behind the decision. We reviewed the plan. Reassignment per company policy. Citing performance issues documented over months. Legal had vetted it, no discrimination. No retaliation claims. In Texas, at-will employment meant we could shift roles. But we played fair with warnings she'd ignored. Emily arrived fashionably late. Heels clicking on the marble floor. Phone glued to her ear. Yeah. Promotion's in the bag, I'm the brains here. She breezed past me without a glance. Mark intercepted her. Emily. HR meeting now. Reassignment effective immediately. Her laugh faltered.
What?
This a joke. He handed her the paperwork. Warehouse admin. Report to Supervisor Ramirez. Her face twisted in disbelief. You can't do this. I've got metrics proving I'm top performer. That's when I stepped forward. Actually, we can. And those metrics? Inflated by stepping on others. She whirled, eyes widening. You? What the hell are you doing here? Old lady. The lobby hushed. Employees pausing mid-stride. I met her gaze steadily. I'm here because this is my company. Emily. Westar Energy, founded by me in '84. I've owned it longer than you've been alive. Color drained from her cheeks. That's impossible.
You're
Ryan's mom. The one who lives in that rundown ranch house. The same, I said, voice calm but laced with years of pent-up pain. And that rundown house? Paid for with profits from deals I closed while raising your husband alone. Mark handed her the HR file, complaints, emails, witness statements. This isn't about family. It's about your conduct, harassment, inefficiency. Texas law requires documentation. We have it. She snatched the file, scanning furiously. This is payback for the dinner. You can't mix personal and professional. I'll sue. There it is. The entitlement bubbling up. I sighed inwardly.
No.
Emily. The dinner just opened my eyes. You've been warned multiple times. This reassignment is a chance to start over. Build character from the ground up. She backed away, shaking. You're ruining my life.
No. I replie soufflé.
You're facing consequences. Report by noon. Or consider it resignation. As Mark escorted her out, whispers rippled through the crowd. I stood there, heart pounding. Did I go too far? Or not far enough? The weight of my decision pressed down. But so did a flicker of liberation. For years, I'd internalized her cruelty, questioning my worth. Why didn't I speak up sooner? Fear of losing Ryan? Of seeming bitter?
Now.
Exposed. The truth felt raw, but right. By afternoon, the office buzzed. Emily, in jeans and a company polo, hauled boxes in the warehouse under the relentless Texas heat. Reports came. She grumbled, snapped at coworkers. But Ramirez, a no-nonsense veteran, shut it down. Everyone starts somewhere, he told her. I watched from afar via security feed, a pang in my chest. This isn't joy, it's sorrow for what could have been. That evening, Ryan called, voice strained.
Mom.
What happened? Emily's hysterical, says you demoted her out of spite. I paced my living room, the wooden floors creaking underfoot. Not spite.
Son.
Justice. She's mistreated people for years.
Including me.
Silence stretched. I didn't know it was that bad. Liar. My mind screamed. You did. You watched her belittle me at every turn. Birthdays. Holidays. Remember the Grand Canyon trip? Her family went. I got postcards.
He sighed.
I thought it was just tension. I should have spoken up.
Yes.
You should have, I snapped, tears welling.
My boy.
Why did you choose her over me? But this is bigger than us. She's learning humility, like I did starting Westar with nothing but grit. He paused. Will you fire her?
No.
30 days in the warehouse. Then reevaluate. It's fair. Legal. He hung up, leaving me in silence. Am I mending or breaking our family? Doubt clawed, but resolve held. The West doesn't reward weakness, it forges strength. Over the next days, Emily's defiance cracked. She arrived on time, hands calloused from lifting crates. Coworkers noted her quietness, the occasional tear in the break room. One emailed me, she's actually listening now. Is change possible? Or is this just survival? I visited the warehouse anonymously, hearing her mutter, this is beneath me.
No.
Emily, it's the foundation. Like the oil we pump, deep. Dirty work yields value. Ryan visited that weekend,
Alone.
We sat on the porch, watching longhorns graze. She's changing.
Mom.
Slowly. I nodded. Good. But what about you? Why the silence all these years? His eyes misted. Cowardice. I love her, but I failed you. Finally. Admission. We hugged. A bridge rebuilding. But inside, turmoil churned. Forgiveness? Or more pain ahead? The drama deepened. Emotions rawer than before. Weeks blurred into a haze of introspection, each day amplifying the emotional undercurrents I'd long suppressed. Why does her pain echo mine? Am I the villain now? Emily's reassignment had stirred the office like a West Texas dust storm. But personally, it unearthed layers of grief I'd buried deep. Ryan's visits increased, his guilt palpable. But Emily remained a ghost, silent,
Seething.
One morning, I overheard her in the warehouse. That old witch set me up. Ramirez corrected her sharply. Mrs. Hayes built this from scratch. Respect that. She fell silent, but the venom lingered. She's not broken, she's boiling. HR reported improvement, fewer complaints, tasks completed efficiently. Yet,
No apology.
does she even see her faults? Or just mine? At home, alone with my thoughts, the inner conflict intensified. I wanted justice, but this feels like a mirror of her cruelty. What lesson am I teaching, retaliation or redemption? Memories assaulted, Emily's snide remarks at Thanksgiving, calling my homemade pie quaint before tossing it. Grandkids mimicking, grandma's pour, Ryan's inaction, a knife twist. He was my world, now he's torn. He came over midweek.
Kids in tow.
They hugged me fiercely, whispering, "We missed you, Grandma." Over lemonade. Ryan confessed. Emily's exhausted, emotionally drained. She's talking divorce. My heart clenched. Did I push too far? Destroy a family for pride? This isn't about breaking you apart, I said. It's about growth. He nodded wearily. I know. I've been blind. Therapy starts next week, for all of us. The next day, I called a board meeting, not about Emily, but legacy. We've thrived on integrity, I told them. But toxicity festers if unchecked. They agreed, new policies for inclusivity rolled out. This is bigger than her. It's healing the wounds she inflicted on others. Yet, doubt gnawed. Am I humane? Or hypocritical? Emily's 20th day, I visited the warehouse openly. She froze mid-task, eyes flashing hatred. Come to gloat? No, I said softly. To talk. She wiped sweat, voice bitter. You ruined me. You ruined yourself with arrogance. Her pain mirrors mine. Perhaps that's the bridge. She stormed off. But later, Ramirez said she cried alone. That night, insomnia gripped me. Forgive? Or let consequences run? The West values redemption, second chances like striking oil after dry holes. Ryan texted. She's reading self-help books. Small steps. Hope flickered, but sorrow deepened. My actions ripple. Am I ready for the flood? Emotions peaked when the grandkids called. Mommy says you're strong. Grandma. Tears flowed. Change is stirring. But at what cost to my soul? The emotional torrent built relentlessly, each revelation peeling back scars I'd ignored for too long. Is this payback or a path to healing? Emily's silence evolved into subtle shifts. Coworkers noted her helping others, her tone softening. But inside me, the drama escalated, guilt warred with justification. Love for Ryan clashing with resentment. One evening, Ryan arrived unannounced, face drawn. Emily wants to meet. Neutral ground. My pulse raced. Confrontation or closure? We agreed on a coffee shop in Austin's outskirts. The setting sun casting long shadows like unspoken regrets. She entered hesitantly.
No makeup.
Simple clothes. We sat. Tension thick as humidity before a storm. Why? She whispered. Because you made me invisible, I replied. Voice cracking. Years of insults. Exclusion. I endured for Ryan. But that dinner. It broke something. Tears welled in her eyes. I was insecure. Thought you judged me. Her vulnerability pierces, mirrors my own fears. We talked hours, her upbringing in a broken home. Chasing status to feel worthy. My story, widowhood. Building West Star amid sexism. I approved your hire, I admitted. Watched you squander it.
She sobbed. I'm sorry.
Truly. The words landed like rain on parched earth. Forgiveness blooms. But pain lingers. Ryan joined, hugging us both. Family therapy, he proposed. We agreed. Back home. Reflection consumed me. Humanity means extending grace, even to those who hurt us. The next day, I reinstated her to a probationary role with mentoring. Legal clear, performance-based. She accepted gratefully. Emotions surged higher, joy mixed with lingering ache. We've turned a corner, but the road's long. Grandkids visited, the house alive with laughter. Ryan whispered, "Thanks,
Mom.
for not giving up." The crescendo of feelings reached its peak. A cathartic release that reshaped us all. From vengeance to vulnerability, that's the true West, resilient rebirth. Emily's apology opened floodgates. Therapy sessions unearthed buried hurts. She shared her fears of inadequacy. My loneliness. Ryan confronted his passivity, vowing change. At work, Emily excelled under guidance, earning respect organically. You've taught me humility, she told me one day. I nodded, tears unspoken. The lesson: kindness bridges divides. We hosted a family barbecue at the ranch, under bright Texas skies. Laughter echoed, grandkids playing freely.
No hierarchies.
Just connection. As the sun set, Emily raised a toast to second chances. Ryan squeezed my hand. And to the strongest woman I know. In quiet moments, I reflected, pain forges empathy, forgiveness frees. The drama ended not in ruin, but renewal, a gentle reminder that humanity triumphs over hubris. We've grown closer, scars healed into strength.
And in that,
I found peace.